everybody. So this is going to be the last part of the four-part video for the EOR onboarding. Let's say that you've sent out the contract and you feel like there still needs to be some last minute changes to the employment agreement. We can easily do that by going into the People tab here, and you can look for the EOR. So in this case, it was John Smith. You can see here that we're still waiting for John to complete the onboarding. It's good to note that this can also be done after the onboarding. The same process would follow, but in this case, we'll say that a change needs to be made before the onboarding. So we'll view the agreement. Here you can see we can request changes to the employment agreement. So something to note that's important is if the employee is waiting to be onboarded, any changes that will be made typically might require 1 to 2 days, maybe a little bit more if we're doing refining the wording of the employment agreement. So if it's a tight timeline, that's definitely something to consider. But either way, we can get into it here. So we can see here that modify specific contract values. This is going to be a lot easier because it doesn't require us to make specific changes legally within the contract. So for selecting that, we can hit continue. You can see here that I've already put in a request. And once that request is finished with, I'll be able to put in a new request. I can show you here what it would look like if we're refining the wording of the employment agreement, which again might take a little bit longer. But you can put in the reason for the change, and then you can add the suggestions via Google Docs. So we'll make sure to review this with our legal team and make any updates accordingly. So I can just put any reason here, and then you'll see here once I have enough characters, then I can add the comments here and upload the agreement to this. You can also add any collaborators if you have other admins who need to take a look at this and approve it. And then we would just go ahead and hit continue. So that's about all. Once you've submit those, you'll be able to see that within John's profile. So you can see here that I've submitted a request. The way that something important to note is if you're working on a request but it's not submitted yet officially, that means it hasn't gone over to the deal team to review and it'll still say draft. If it's still in draft, then there's not much we will be able to do until it's formally submitted. From there, that'll continue the process and make sure that the EOR is getting onboarded. You can see here that I have this one that's awaiting deal review and when I can expect the due date for that. If you have any questions, you can always go here to learn more, and that'll give you just a bit more information.